I want to go through some techniques with regard to the viral blogging system. So let me scroll down to one of mine that you can see, and I'm going to go over some of the things that might be causing you some stress or frustration where around the actual ability to blog more easily. Now, let's get started with a brand new blog. There is a toolbar at the very, very top. You'll see it if you happen to have your PC open in front of you, that has a number of icons. First, the one I just pressed looks like a Word document, and I'm going to go through everything that's here. But as I do each one, I just want you to see that, this one is for audios. If you want to record an audio or import a image only or a video. And we recently just added the ability to have a draft, which is tremendously valuable because too many times you are typing away, the system times out, and you lose everything. So we'll talk about this in a moment, but this is where you want to get started, and you want to put in a title, obviously. So I'm just going to say demo in this case. Now, I'll also say that whenever you decide to create a title, you want to be able to have some major keywords. Keywords meaning you're going to want to use words that you know other people are going to search for. So you could either type up here in your URL, and Bing or Google automatically gives you some of the suggestions that may come up. So let me just give you a quick example. For instance, growing your business. Now here is all these suggestions, meaning these are suggestions of searches that have already been done by others, and that's why these are popping up. These are popular. So growing your business is a kind of a keyword, and then you may add, growing your business online, growing your business using a book, so on and so forth. But you want to start your blog using one of these keywords that are going to assist you in being found by the masses out there. That's the whole point of your blog. You want it to be able to be found. So that's very important. Now, what you also want to get familiar with is a couple of things. You cannot use your right mouse click and do a paste or a copy or any of those cut and paste and copy functions. You're going to have to use your keypad to do that. So kind of get used to doing that. My suggestion, and what most of us are doing these days, is using a notepad, your notepad on your PC, or if you have a Mac, I'm not sure what the equivalent of that is, but something where you can just type your blog into another kind of editor where you won't have to worry about timing out or losing your data, because you're also going to need to do your formatting within this environment, and some of the formatting that you may do in Word documents and things like that, they don't come across, so you're doing double work for yourself. So I just want to let you know that would probably be something that would be a time saver for you. Okay, so if I say, typing in my keyword, right? And you want to enhance the data here. You simply highlight it like you would in a Word document, and here are your ability, this is where your ability to do that will be. Here you have your bold, italic, your underscore. You can change your font to whatever you'd like it to be, the size of that font. Again, as I mentioned, this is something that, you know, I think is pretty straightforward, but I'm going to go through all the details if you have never seen or heard of this ever before. Okay, you can have strikethroughs. Let me see with this. You can start to make them larger, so 2 times larger, 2 times smaller, or this is raising them. So, okay, that's raising. Okay, so like if you had a trademark sign and things like that, you could adjust it to go up, or, you know, 3 square or 4 square, and you want the 3 to be elevated, or you have a footnote, you could do that. So let's just undo this and we'll do it in a more realistic fashion. Say maybe you have a footnote, and it's the 4th footnote, so you would just highlight that, and it would raise it, and raise it again, okay? So it's raising it, okay? So that's something interesting and new. Here you have the ability to insert or remove bullets. So if you're going to start to do numbering, okay, this is number 1, and then this is number 2. You have this can add bullets, or it can add numbers. Okay, you see, so you can follow those patterns, and it starts putting in formatting positions and tabs and so on and so forth. Then you're down here, you can align your, now I think I'll use this in a minute, but I think I'd like to use this for a picture or an image. So you can align something to the right or to the left, or just your data, okay? Here it is centering or to the right. Now here is something really helpful that you may not have known or seen before. We have in my blog, I have a URL. It's called Action with a Purpose. Oops. Here, my pad is so sensitive. Action with a purpose.com. Now, you might want to hide this link and say, click here. You want to have people go to your capture page. If you want to start utilizing, you know, your call to action, you may want at the end of your blog tell someone to go here or check this out or click here, in order for you to get them to click on a link, and you want it kind of nice looking out, and all you want it to be is to click here. All right, and you may want to put some arrows, but you don't want the URL to show. Okay, so what I'm going to do, and let me show you not to do it in the error message you're going to get. If you get copy, you see up here, it's going to give you an error message to say that you can't do your copying using the right mouse click. Okay, so what you want to do is use your keyboard and do your copy that way. So you are going to do a copy of this, and now what I want to do is what I do. I prefer, I'm going to bold it, okay, and then I want to add that link to those words. So I'm just going to, in this case I can paste, in this case I can actually use my right mouse click, and you want to put your title keyword here. Okay, so whatever your title is for your blog, put it here. It is going to help everything that you put out there, your links, your pictures, you want to put that in your title as keyword searches, so it is just one more item for it to help find you. Okay, so that's important. You want to open it up in a different window so you don't take them away completely from your page. You say okay, and now see, this is clickable, and you can get rid of that, and this becomes clickable. You can test that out, but that is this symbol. It's called a link, and it kind of looks like a link, and it doesn't, but it's kind of strange looking. But it'll hover, if you hover over it, it'll say link. So that's what you want to do. These are straightforward. This is for your highlighting. So say you wanted to highlight this. This is highlighting of your text, and this is coloring or changing the text color. This is to change your highlight color. So maybe you want some rose color, which would be really not good. We'll do it in yellow with the normal highlight. Here. You can have it highlight. So you can actually highlight some words that you want to jump out on your page. Okay? Now, some people, I know when I started, I would get so frustrated. I would click this up here to put an image into my blog. Don't do that. It's over here on the status bar, and it is Add Media. So click there, and you have the choice of adding an image or a video or an audio off of your PC or wherever you might happen to have it. If you have a YouTube video you want to share, or any video, most of them give you the ability to copy the embed code. And if they do, that is what you're going to do in this case. That's what they're looking for here, and you're going to just cut and paste that here. I'm just guessing. I should have this up, but if you've never done this before, let me do that with you. YouTube, okay? Just to get to a YouTube video. It doesn't matter what it is. Let's see what Jack Campfield has to say. All right, so fabulous technique. If you want to look into this, it's wonderful. It really helps change some of the blocks that you have in your mind, and it's called Emotional Freedom Technique, and I'll tell you, I've used it. It is amazing. But not to get off topic, here you may want to share this video with someone, right? So that's what you want to do. You're just going to click on share, and they're going to give you the choice of taking a URL from here, or you want the embed code, and that's what this is. So you can just do a copy, and we'll go back here, and for this video we can just paste the embed code, add the media, and voila, there's your video. How simple is that? Is that like phenomenal and so cool? So you find the cursor where it is. Let's get over here. I guess maybe I left it over to the left, and let me get to the right. I left it to the right, and I should leave it to my left. There we go. So we can type in some more data about this, and now you want to add a picture. So we can go back and just simply add a picture you might have up on your computer. So that's what you're going to do. Upload from your computer and click to browse. Find it off of your computer. And as soon as it brings it up, I have tons of pictures that I can just grab any old one. So here's a nice picture of a beautiful windmill off on Long Island in the Hamptons. And it will, and just so you know, it needs to be a certain size. So I'm going to show you a real simple technique to size your picture anytime you want to accommodate the requirements any of these types of things need. And this requires it to be at minimum, I believe, 260 by 260. So I will show you that in a minute. But here you do that, and here's this beautiful windmill. Okay, so let me say that, let's go over here. I'm going to pull up my pictures, and let me show you a really great technique that you will, I believe, find extremely valuable. So what I'm going to do is just go to my drive that happens to have all my pictures, and I will simply show you a simple way of doing a resize. Take any picture, whatever picture you download, and if it gives you an error and says the picture is not the right size, you're going to right click on that picture and you're going to do an edit. And when you bring it up, it's going to bring it up in print screen, or what is it exactly? Yeah, in Paint, I'm sorry, on Microsoft. Sorry if this is not helpful for you. If you have a Mac, you probably know how to do this, and it's probably much easier to do in Mac anyway. Resize, you're going to click on that, and then you're going to click on Pixels, and then you're going to just make sure that both parameters for horizontal and vertical are at least 260. In this case, I'm not really going to change it, but I'll change it here. I'm not going to save it. So say this needed to be 260. It automatically changes the one on the vertical. So if that's going to be too small, change that one and it will increase the one above, so that at least minimally the 260 is accommodated for. Okay, so I'm going to cancel this, but that is what you're going to do. And then after you do that, make sure you save it. Once you do that, you'll be able to go back here when you want to add another picture, and that picture will be the right size. Okay, so I'm trying to think of some other things that you may not be as aware of. Oh, okay, so we've been typing a while, and God forbid we lose what we've done, or we have, it times out. You want to use the draft. What it's going to do is save it in draft for you, and I did that wrong. Oh, I can't believe it. Everything I did, I lost. Oh, no, I didn't. It's right here. Duh. Okay, so we're good. Here, I'm sorry. Save draft mode. So we didn't lose a thing. Thank goodness at this point. That would have been not too cool. Here, you get it again. You pull up, I did a save draft mode at the bottom. And now, whenever you're ready to continue working on your blog, you just pull it back up and everything is here. So thank goodness, nothing is lost. And that was a really great example, actually, of not having lost everything. But that's how this works. You're going to save your draft. So every once in a while, just scroll down and save your draft when you're editing maybe and doing some of these things, so you don't lose everything. And then you'll just simply go here and pull up the draft that you had saved. Okay? So, I mean, it's really pretty simple to get around, but it's not that 100% intuitive. And I just want to take any frustration away from anyone that might be new to this completely. Now, this is kind of a cool thing. So say you wanted to create a nice heading and couldn't make your fonts large enough. Well, here under Normal, you can do Normal, which is where we are, or you can have a nice big heading. And then, of course, you could center your heading. Center your heading would be nice. Center your heading. Or you could change the size by doing the heading 2 or the heading 3, but it bolds it. It makes it really good. Sometimes I use heading 2 because I find the heading 1 may be too big. Depends on what it is that I'm trying to make stand out. You can do a nice quote and put it in quotes and center that and use a heading 2 or 3. That really does make that stand out, kind of make it more appealing to the eye. You want to do those types of things. So that's what this is, and these are your standard fonts and the sizing and styles. Here you can have italic title and kind of play around with those. Here you can have the marker. You don't even have to do the highlighting. different styles that you want to use up over and beyond just your font. So that can allow you to really use some nice font capabilities. Let me just play with this myself here. So maybe we want italic title, and that's what this is. So that allows us to do some things. Header 2, we'll do a quote, and let's see. So that's kind of how you're going to change that special container. So this is kind of cool. It's put it in a kind of a wrapper container, so it gives it a nice border. Let's see. And then we want to take that off. So let's bring that back up. Take that off. And inline styles. Kind of interesting. Let's see. So you can play around with these. Big. You can highlight something. Playing here a little so you can see the different choices that this will give you. See, styles. Okay, so I mean, just play around with those, but I think you get the idea. Now, when you're completed you're going to publish. Right now, I'm not going to publish this, but you're going to want, let me come down here, and I'm going to show you what this does. Edit a blog. On the bottom of editing, it wants to know what blog. You can have several blogs. So if you've decided to create several blogs, you can decide which blog you want to make this go to. Then you want to have categories, and you generate categories. So you can simply have categories and then add those, okay? So here's all the different categories that you can create, and you can add additional ones. So those are very important, and then these are very important for you to add some more SEO information. If that's what you're into, you can do it or not do it, but just so you know that this is available to you. You can add keywords here, a description. The description's good, because when you see your title, when you find it on Google, the description shows what this is about. So again, you want to make sure your keyword is in there again throughout, and it just makes it so much more inviting. Someone can read this and say, oh wow, that sounds good to read, and I'm going to go there. The tags help this person who's searching find it, and then you can just do an update, or you can cancel and not do anything. So I'm hoping that this has turned out to be a bit helpful for you. It's really straightforward, but yet at the same token, if you're not familiar with getting around and navigating on this viral blogging system, it can tend to be a little daunting and overwhelming, and I'm hoping that this will assist you. And leave your comments on this video down below so that I know that I've met my mark, or if you felt that it was lacking and needed more information, let me know that. That helps me to get better at giving you the information that will be more helpful to you. Okay? So with that, I am going to conclude this video. And thank you for your time and effort. And I will see you in the future for another wonderful opportunity to share some value with you and hopefully help you. Take care, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.